Understanding customs clearance for goods under anti-terrorism measures. Goods subject to anti-terrorism measures are those that are considered to be of a high risk of being used for terrorist purposes. These goods include, but are not limited to, explosives, weapons, and chemicals. When goods subject to anti-terrorism measures are imported or exported, they must be declared to customs and may be subject to additional inspection and/or processing. This is done in order to ensure that these goods are not being used for terrorist purposes. In this video, we will discuss the treatment procedures for goods subject to anti-terrorism measures in customs clearance. We will cover the following topics: the different types of anti-terrorism measures that may be applied to goods, the declaration requirements for goods subject to anti-terrorism measures, the inspection and processing procedures for goods subject to anti-terrorism measures. There are a number of different types of anti-terrorism measures that may be applied to goods. These measures include Advance Cargo Information, ACI. ACI is a requirement that importers provide customs with advance information about the goods they are importing. This information includes the shipping details, the commodity description, and the value of the goods. Container Security Initiatives, CSI. CSI is a program that requires all containers entering the United States to be inspected by U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, before they are released to the importer. 10+2 Rule. The 10+2 rule is a requirement that all cargo containers entering the United States be sealed with a tamper-evident seal. The seal must be inspected by CBP before the container is released to the importer. Radiographic Imaging. Radiographic imaging is a technology that uses X-rays to create images of the contents of cargo containers. This technology can be used to detect hidden weapons, explosives, and other contraband. Physical Inspection. Physical inspection is a manual inspection of cargo containers. This inspection is conducted by CBP officers to ensure that the goods are not subject to any anti-terrorism measures. Importers of goods subject to anti-terrorism measures must declare these goods to customs. The declaration must include the following information: the commodity description, the value of the goods, the country of origin of the goods, the port of entry, the mode of transportation. In addition, importers must provide CBP with Advance Cargo Information, ACI, for goods subject to ACI. This information must be provided at least 24 hours before the goods arrive at the port of entry. Goods subject to anti-terrorism measures may be subject to additional inspection and/or processing by CBP. This is done in order to ensure that the goods are not being used for terrorist purposes. The type of inspection and/or processing that is required will depend on the specific anti-terrorism measure that is being applied to the goods. For example, containers that are subject to CSI will be inspected by CBP before they are released to the importer. Cargo containers that are subject to the 10+2 rule must be sealed with a tamper-evident seal. The treatment procedures for goods subject to anti-terrorism measures in customs clearance can be complex. However, by understanding the different types of anti-terrorism measures that may be applied to goods, the declaration requirements, and the inspection and processing procedures, importers can ensure that their goods are compliant with the law.